The problem is that they haven't really managed to break through in the, like, let's say, the Western media, because it's actually a really beautiful thing to get Israelis, internationals, and Palestinians being serious about protesting. People are getting killed. It's dangerous. The Israeli reaction to this is very violent. They try to crack down on it. They arrest all the organizers. Sometimes they don't put them on trial, but they arrest them and keep them in custody for months, right? And eventually these Palestinian organizers would admit some kind of crime that they're, you know, I don't know, posing a threat to Israel in some way or another. So unfortunately, you know, I think they deserve more attention. But maybe because the Israelis are really arresting the organizers, they should do more trying to tell the world, and, you know, people should get more focused on this, that it's obvious that it's becoming a major threat for the Israelis, how to handle the occupation. The Israelis know very well how to handle the extremely violent, the armed resistance. You know, that's what they can fight with easily because they have the weapons and the training. But when you get 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds throwing stones and international activists, you know, from all ages and from all countries coming in solidarity. Because now, like in Bil'in, you have church groups coming there with 40 people. You know, you have trade unions coming there with another 40 people. You have all these people, you know, even from the consulate sometimes in Jerusalem, they would come to Bil'in to show some kind of solidarity. So I think they are very important, these protests, the anti-war protests, but maybe it's time to shift gear and try harder to put even more attention on this. I actually come from a background that was, you know, very understanding towards the Israelis, and I still, you know, have a lot of Israeli friends and all this. So I think, you know, for me, to be honest with the Israelis and to be, you know, I wouldn't say supporter, but have respect for Israel is actually to criticize it. To tell exactly what's going on the occupied territories, tell exactly what the settlers are doing, and, you know, all this stuff that is going on because of the occupation. And I think to give a voice and portray the Israeli peace activists, you know, that's one way to do it. Because for me, when you hear Yehuda Shaul talking about his army service, you know, he's very honest, and everything that he told me from Hebron is exactly what the Palestinians have told me. And of course, what I've seen for myself living there from the settlers. So I mean, in order to stay strong and get the support that the Israelis deserve, they have to, you know, obey to international law. They have to respect human rights. They can't keep on stealing Palestinian land. So seriously, you know, for me, it's really, really important to be honest to the Israelis how destructive the occupation is. And again, you know, this idea of pro-Palestinian and pro-Israeli, I think it's completely ridiculous. There is no way people should support an Israel with, you know, settlers burning olive trees every day, soldiers dropping white phosphorus in, you know, neighborhoods in Gaza. Why would anyone support this? You know, Israel becoming more and more religious, these fanatics, you know, you have rabbis now telling people it's okay to, you know, kill Arabs and, you know, don't rent out apartments to Arabs. You know, why would anyone support this? I just don't get it. Is that being pro-Israeli? You know, there was a time where, you know, people that didn't support the war in Iraq were anti-American, right? I mean, you can laugh about it, but and the same with Israel. You know, apparently that you're pro-Israeli as long as you never ever criticize the Israeli government. And if you stayed in Israel, you know that the Israeli society is very divided. There's a lot of people in Israel criticizing what the government is doing. So I think it's time for the rest of the world, and especially the Americans, to, you know, connect with the reality. And again, like, be honest with the Israelis and the Israeli government, and, you know, find out about the occupation.